Yo, what's good? Stu here, Stu TV. I cover all things blockchain, metaverse, crypto, NFTs, all money making opportunities in the space. I know in this video I wanted to do a CNFT beginner breakdown guide for in the 2023. In 2023, if you've been watching this video just some time from now. But anyway, I just want to get straight into this video just to give like a guide and the concept as far as this is not a one size fits all video, so it's continuing learning but this should give you an added base or just a level of clarity just maneuvering through the NFT and specifically through the CNFT, the Cardano NFT space. But anyway, let's get into it. So just off top, just one of the first things you want to do is you definitely want to get on Twitter. Twitter is going to be a hot section just as far as alpha and just as far as what's going on in the space. Another shout out to Block is Hot and the Block Investment Group. I actually had a chance to go meet him in North Carolina in his hometown, but it was actually a dope experience. But just as far as just Twitter is where you're gonna find like all the latest news and just far as catalysts and what projects are trending in the space. So even with this tweet, NFT Mason tweeted who was the most hype in H-bar NFT space right now. So you kind of can go, you can actually go just look at the comments and just see, and they'll just bring up different projects in the space. I've been hearing a lot about Hedera Hustlers. So that's just the way to just actually maneuver. You actually see what people are tweeting and what people are actually interested in. If we scroll a little bit down, also I just retweet like projects that would be big open in 2023. So these are all Cardano projects in the CNFT space. So you can see what projects are trending on Twitter. You'll be able to track those projects, click on those projects, follow, join the Discord. They have a Discord, look at their website. So that's just another way that you could track. But also just being on Twitter, you'll be access to be able to get on Twitter Spaces. So they'll have Twitter Spaces, which is the equivalent of like Clubhouse, to where you just gather. It's the audio conference call basically, and then you can interject and raise your hand and be able to ask the founders questions about the project, anything upcoming with the roadmap, certain utility. So just a lot of good things when it just comes to getting on Twitter. Twitter is a must-have as far as catalyst news, updates. Everything is going to be on Twitter. So just starting out as a beginner, I suggest you get on the Twitter's platform. And then even if you're getting into CNFTs or just outside this video with other blockchains, like I mentioned, there's always going to be a central hub and a place to be able to find those projects and those newer upcoming mints on Twitter. But anyway, the second platform that you want to have is you want to definitely get on Discord. Discord is just a platform that you'll be able to get in and like first having a level of organization within your Discord. I know I've been joining a few Discords, so I got to kind of put these in order, organize them into folders. But just a lot of different things on how I set up my Discord personally. I have like my community VCs as far as voice chats that I'm in, that I might be just in current projects to where I gather up with mastermind with people just on a weekly basis. And then too, like I have my whitelisted prospects. So these are just projects that I'm actually going after as far as getting whitelist or still scouting the project. They're like a prospect. So I'm kind of evaluating these projects, just certain things that's going on within their ecosystem, what plans do they have building, how are they going to continue to maneuver just through this bear market, how are they going to keep investors engaged as far as avoiding like the boring phase as far as your project, how are you going to, entice investors going forward. So I have my whitelisted projects. Then I have my whitelisted projects that I've actually got a whitelist for. And those projects is just to keep in a separate folder from your prospects, just because there's also dates and announcements and timelines to where you do got to verify your wallet by a certain time, or just making sure you keep track of the mint. So anytime it is a mint that I'm actually interested in and a project that I'm actually going to go through with the transaction, I bring that project all the way to the top of my Discord to let me know that's going to be priority number one as far as, an upcoming mint that I had to get into, or just different transactions, how much ADA do I have to send. Just make sure you verify your wallet on time. So it's important to have the folder separated from whitelist prospects, from projects that you're scouting that you don't have whitelist yet, but you're still evaluating these projects. Then you have your whitelisted projects that you always got whitelisted for, and then it comes in and gets into your Cardano projects. So these are the projects that I'm into as far as just with Cardano and like projects that I'm invested in. Then they have like alpha groups for like Ethereum, music NFT projects, airdrops, play to earn games, Hedera projects. They have Atos projects, DeFi, ETH projects. So just a lot of different things as far as different categories. But this is how I organize my Discord as far as having a level of organization. Because if you didn't have all these folders, then you had all these things, and you would be losing track of what date is here, what's important, keeping up with Catalyst news. So having everything in an organized manner will just help you function better and have a lot more clarity just going into the space. And then obviously, when you click on Discords, just actually getting in the community, just getting in the chat, just different things like that. That's going to be definitely important. So just getting in the chat and talking to people in the community, as far as finding like minds and being able to engage with people, that's also important as far as going for whitelist and just building engagement with the project that you're interested in. But as far as that on Discord, let's head over just to like the marketplace of choice. So the most popular marketplace at the current time for this video is jpg.store. jpg.store is definitely going to be your one-stop shop as far as getting like NFTs, because they have opportunities to actually buy with credit card. I know I've shot a video on that, so you can kind of look at my past videos. So it says buy with ADA. I believe it should say the option where you can actually buy with credit card. I don't know why that option is not showing up right now, but I'm not really going to get too far deep into that segment as far as this video. So it just shows you top collections for the 24 hours. And it shows you like the 7-day chart. If you get into the 7-day, you get the 30 and you get the all time. So you get to see what type collections and what type of projects that you're getting into. It might be a DAO project. It might be some type of DeFi, and just DeFi to be able to get a token to be able to pair it just on a Dex exchange. So it's just a lot of different catalysts depending on what type of project you get into. Then they have like metaverse projects to where they have Pavia and Clay Nation as far as, Clay Nation land. And then Boss Planet is part of Boss Planet Rocket Club and Virtua. So it's just a lot of different things as far as different categories where you can search and actually see. And then also too, I just want to say, just actually knowing what are the blue chips, what are the premier projects in the space. So you go by all-time volume, you can see that Space Buzz, Pavia, Clay Nation, Ape Society. You got Boss Cat Rocket Club. You got, Chill Kongs. You got the Cabins. So this is a lot of top projects just by volume. And there's no clear-cut definition as far as the criteria as far as these three things is what makes a blue chip. I believe what makes a blue chip is just based on volume, notoriety in the space, as far as just amongst like the CNFT community. So as you begin to talk to more people in the community, you'll find a common theme that Clay Nation is going to be typically brought up. Ape Society is going to be brought up very often as far as like top projects. So you'll just begin to find, and even projects that might not be on this list as far as just all time, but that's just a way to gauge to kind of narrow the gap. But you'll just find as you go along, you're just looking for what are the top projects on whatever chain that you're even going to outside of Cardano, just being able to get into those type of projects. Those are quote unquote your essential blue chips. So that's just a way to just maneuver just through the jpg.store as far as you search collections. You can just explore. You can actually go see. You can just see like the Dirt Birds collection and see it's at 1049 ADA. It's going towards 1500, and you actually can click on and see just different traits just within the actual NFT that you're interested in. So let's get into the next part of this video, just getting into roadmaps. So roadmaps, just essentially just getting an outline of just what the project has planned in store just for like Q1, Q2, Q3, Q4 next year and the end of this year just for the project. So let's read a little bit into this. So what is an NFT roadmap? An NFT roadmap is a strategic planning tool used to set desired outcomes, milestones, and high-level tasks to release a product into the marketplace. NFT roadmaps focus on providing a list of what your project will accomplish, what features your product, in this case NFT collection, will include. It has exclusive merchandise, collectibles, in-person virtual events, a website, Discord, all these utilities that require time and effort. So crazy roadmap versus clear roadmap. A roadmap explains what you plan to do to get all the stakeholders such as your team, clients, and customers excited about the future. However, a crazy roadmap can lead to disappointment. That's why you must keep a realistic and achievable roadmap. Can you get done what you committed? So realistic and achievable. Deciding to focus on what you can control first. For example, setting up the social platforms of your project, getting consistent with your handle and username. Pick items that you know you're good at. For example, if you love illustrating comics by hand, you convert those into digital NFTs. So just getting into the first part of the roadmap, I just want to break that down. That is part of the first Q1. It's going to be the first part of the roadmap of every project you see. They're going to get a Twitter. They're going to get a Discord. Possibly they can get like a YouTube channel and just all these different social media platforms. So they're just kind of like setting the base. And then once it gets into Q2, Q3, and Q4, that kind of gets into specifics to where if they're going to launch some type of token, or they're going to get into like some type of metaverse play, or they're going to have, you know, monthly airdrops as far as different things that they're going to offer just within that particular project. But those are just typical things to look for. And as you begin to learn roadmaps, and I could drop this link below, but as you begin to look at roadmaps, you'll learn what to look for and what's a good roadmap versus a bad roadmap. You'll just start to be able to get the difference between the two. But what makes a good NFT roadmap? We share the best crypto roadmaps below. However, each have the following elements in common. Public. It should be live on a website or publicly for stakeholders to hold you accountable. Explain the utility of your project and the value it creates for others. So utility is going to be a big word just going into the space as far as having a level of utility for your project. So what's a project going to do for me? Ultimately, what you're looking for when you get into these projects is you're looking for ROI, looking for a return on your investment. Utility is just what the project can do. What's it going to give me that I didn't have before buying this project? So that's in itself essentially what you're looking for. So ask yourself these three questions. What's something unique I can offer for those who hold my NFT? What does my community want from me in our project? How will I expand my NFT project in the future? So it just kind of has status, depth, is it readable, like a lot of different things. So it kind of shows you what are the best NFT roadmap examples in crypto. Creating a successful NFT roadmap requires full transparency and explaining your promise. Here's a list of good NFT roadmaps. So just getting into Azuki, they kind of just show you different things as far as what they're going to create, their vision, their value, and then get into their metaverse. Then after that, it kind of gets into physical world items. So you just begin to explore. So it just has a number of things. Let's get into this roadmap. So it has a world rarity distribution data files. It has Minecraft support. It is going to distribute the world token. It has multiple server software. So it just begins to give a lot of updates as far as if it's a metaverse play, or if it's into some type of governance, or some type of DAO, or some type of marketplace. It'll have releases of when these things are supposed to be completed by these dates. And then as you begin to get in the project and you get into the Discord and those dates come and you track that, you can be able to ask and engage how far along the roadmap. And then there could be delays in the roadmap. But if it's a lot of different things that they promise and a lot of different things that kind of devalue the NFT, I've seen that with projects and people will get out of that project. But a roadmap, essentially, as you begin to learn, as you begin to get into it, it's just all about holding these projects accountable for what they say they're going to do. A lot of projects just in this Web 3.0, which is basically the .com era, 99% of these projects are going to go to zero. And just there's going to be a select few projects that actually are in the bear market, in the bear cycle now, but they're going to be worth 5, 10, 15, 20, even 50x as far as the price that it is today. So just being able to identify and get into those projects. Roadmap is just something that you want to look at as far as having different things as far as utilities. So Degen Tunes roadmap, you'll see a combination of great utilities for this project, outlines of a phased approach. So like I said before, like the Discord and the website, you receive tokens, exclusive drops. They'll have even in-person meetups or just actual events. So those are some things to look forward to. Roadmap is just something that you can continue to look at project after project, and you'll be able to identify better roadmaps from bad ones, especially when you get your experiences just looking into the projects and getting to the community. So it's something that you ultimately have to do, and you become more targeted in what you're looking for, if that makes sense. Anyway, this is like a roadmap as far as a project called Frescoes. So they had their NFT launch. They have the collection, so it kind of just shows as they market off the charts. And then they have like different Fresco travel launch as far as hotels. So it's a project that actually getting the NFT, you get so many access to so many different hotels and discounts as far as just within the price, and just the utility of actually holding that NFT is real utility. So actually, we just actually go to the website. You can actually see Fresco's utility NFTs. It gets your Fresco. It's our travel agency, opens the door to do business in the hospitality industry by utilizing NFTs and accepting both crypto and fiat payments. By holding this NFT, you get access to 3,000 plus hotels worldwide, just all around the world. So it's just like a lot of different things. So what is utility? Fresco NFTs are the core of the Fresco's ecosystem. They'll always enjoy special discounts, low costs, and free holidays, and much more. So it's just a lot of different things that you look for just in terms of roadmaps. This is an example of a roadmap that has actual use case and actual real world utility. It's not just like, oh, you're getting a token or you're getting airdrops or you're getting access to this DAO, but it's just something that you can be used in the real world. And I feel like this is going to go up another level in the next 1, 2, even 3, and 5, 10, 15, 20 years from now. Imagine just the capacity and the level of NFTs are going to be taking up another notch and just going to another level and continue to ascend. But anyway, yeah, that's just an overview on roadmaps. But as you begin to look into different projects, you'll look at project after project and you'll realize and notice certain things about what to look for in a roadmap, like I said before, going forward. Let's actually get into like wallets. So if we just get into wallets, I'm just going to go over 2 wallets that I actually hold. So this is your wallet. The wallet is what's going to allow you to actually hold your NFT and actually see what NFTs that you actually hold. Because when you make the transaction, you have to have somewhere that your NFTs can be held in a vault or basically just be stored, and that's your wallet. If you don't have a wallet, then the marketplace has nowhere to send your NFTs. The transaction won't go through. But that's just essential of just having an NFT wallet, and then also just being able to send crypto or just buy with credit card just back to your wallet and being able to store those NFTs. But just from my personal experience, I will always recommend just starting out. If you're looking to flip NFT, buy low, sell high, and that type of different thing, or just in general, if you just want to hold projects for the long term, you want to do both, or have a mixture between your strategy, I do recommend just getting 2 wallets, even more than 2 wallets, just depending on your level and activity level. But I just recommend having multiple wallets in general, just because you want to have a wallet that you have for your flips, and you want to have a wallet for your main vault to where it's protected by a ledger, just an updated level of security to where these projects cost me so much money or they're worth so much money, I would never want something to happen to them. I lose my mind potentially, or just different things just corrupt just going on in the space. So just having a multiple wallets, I would go with Eternl. Eternl is just a wallet that allows you can mint on the go to where you can actually use this through your data and your mobile. So you can use this on the browser and you can also use it on your mobile. So it's a level of versatility to where, let's say you go for a mint, you're going for a project and you get whitelist and get access, you can actually use this wallet and be able to mint the NFT directly through your phone. So you might be tied up, you might be out, you might be on your break at work, but you can go on break, go ahead and mint your NFT and then just, watch the floor. It's just whenever you can get back into it and possibly just store that and get a possible flip. So it just allows for versatility as far as you'll always have access to every drop because you're always going to have access to your phone. That's just one wallet that I use. The other wallet I use is Nami. Nami wallet is my main vault. That's the vault where I have all my NFTs stored. I have my ledgers backed up on there. I have extra layers of security because this is where I'm going to store my NFTs. This is where you're going to start verifying to be able to get staking rewards or passive income or just being to access automatic whitelist for future drops. So this is where you verify a lot of your NFTs as far as to the wallets and different things, but just also just have a level of security. And if you have any questions as far as ledger, make sure you just drop it below, and even I can even make a video on that if it just needs like further breakdown. But those are just 2 wallets between there and then Eternl as far as being able to have like a mobile ability, and just having multiple wallets in general is just very smart. Just even going on to other chains like Ethereum, or you trying to get into, for a lesser degree, like Solana or even Aptos, those blockchains might have a lot more scams and a lot more rugs as far as you connecting your wallet. But if you connect your mobile wallet, then there's nothing to scam because there's no NFTs in there, because any NFTs you have, you either flip and sell back on the secondary or you send it to your main vault, if that makes sense. But anyway, let's just get into Coinbase real quick. Just talking about Coinbase. Coinbase is just the exchange of choice that I use as far as buying ADA or buying whatever cryptocurrency and just sending that back to your wallet. Just being able to send send ADA back to your wallet once you buy it on Coinbase. Unless you plan on buying as far as your NFTs, just straight off jpg.store or credit card. Coinbase is just a website that you can go to. You can buy your ADA. Once you buy your ADA, you actually send that ADA to the wallet, click the wallet address. I can actually do a further breakdown video on that too as well, because there's just a lot of things to go over in the space. Once you do that, you just send your ADA, it goes send over to your wallet. Once it's sent over to your wallet, then you just wait for the transaction. If the transaction does fail, then you will always get your ADA back, stored back to your wallet, so it won't result in permanent loss. So that's just something to look for. Like I said, if need to, I can make a further breakdown video on that. But this is just to give you a general overview, because I'm wanting to get through a lot of these things just because it's going to be a long video. If you stay with me to the end, then shout outs to you. So going on to the next thing, we're going to get into like actual calendars. So upcoming CNFT calendar. So this is a website to where you can go to where you can see what's going to be the latest project. So you can look and see what is their Discord following. Actually check their Twitter and see if they have 2,000 followers, how's the engagement for them 2,000 followers. So it's kind of like you got 2,000 followers, but you only got like one like. So it's just like different things. And I'm not saying this project is good or bad or leaning to the left or the right, but this is just a way to track to actually see the level of engagements and to see if most of them Twitter bots, are they bot followings, is it organic following? So this just allows you to track and actually see the process. Sorry that I got my cam just kind of blocking my view a little bit. But anyway, you can actually go see, you can see the Twitter following, you can see the Discord, so follow the drop size ratio. This is where you can see follow the drop size ratio. So they have a 700 supply with a 1,700 Discord. So those numbers kind of make sense as far as the chances for a sellout, but you also got to factor in the percentage of ADA that they're asking for too. You know, will it reach as far as the marketplace volume, as far as the 24-hour chart, because that's going to bring a lot of traction and bring the spotlight, especially if you get in those top 12 trending charts. Then people are going to be like, have the shiny object syndrome. Oh, what's that project? That project must be good, it's trending. You know, people must be interested in this project. And it's like a lot of different things, but you can actually see, like I said, follow the drop size ratio, being able to track. You can look at the block investment group as far as having almost 5K followers in the Discord, and then having 1,250 as far as like a supply for the next mint. That's a good follow the drop size ratio as far as you have more than enough supply, more than enough people actually interested in this project. So that's just some basics as far as stuff to look for. And then you can look at unconfirmed date. So when you look at unconfirmed date, these are all the projects that haven't confirmed their date. These are projects you have to actually have a chance to go in, click their Discord, actually go for whitelist, being able to get engaged with the project and get an early head start. Just because a lot of these projects are unconfirmed, they don't have a date. So it's just an opportunity to get on these projects super early, along with combined with Twitter. So this is one of the projects that you've seen just in here as far as just the level of Discord, just the popularity on Twitter, their website, and they're also just going back. It just kind of just shows you, even this project is being shown on Twitter, so it's trending just amongst the CNFT space. So that's just something to look for just on both sides. But this is a website that you can go, you can click on these projects, click on these websites, visit the Twitter, the Discord, all the URLs, and just actually begin to look and search for a lot of these different projects. So that's just something to go for. Then you can go to CNFT Jungle. This is another website that you can go to. So this allows you to just look at different projects when they're going to be releasing. You can just click on, just go to the website, you can click on the Twitter and just see what the project has to offer. And this is where you begin to look and research and begin to identify what's a good project from a bad project. Just going over to some tools as far as tracking rarity. So for example, just you go to this one website, it's called CNFT Tools. CNFT Tools is just an aggregator, markets, powers all your favorite projects. Going into this process, you get to see like the latest projects as far as the trending across the space, as far as projects that's just minted. You get to see upcoming projects, just stuff that's featured, just stuff to look for. And then also you get to track rarity. So actually just going to her monsters and like the Prio squad, you actually get to see what the NFT that you actually mint or hold or buy off the secondary. You actually get to actually go see what that NFT is ranked. So when you look at the rank, it just actually shows you, and it just kind of gets into like rarities as far as percentage. So you're looking for the lowest rarities possible, as far as only 2% of people have this type of trait, or just 8 minute at this 2%. So that's what you're looking for when you go on like CNFT Tools. You're just looking for the rarity and actually finding your NFT. If you're like, oh, I have a top 15 NFT, then you can sell that NFT at a higher premium versus somebody else that might have an NFT ranked 1500th. So it just kind of just depends. If you have a top 20 NFT, that's just the more that you can charge, is because the rarity in your traits. And even looking down here, you actually just go click on the Her Monsters NFT, and it just shows you just percentage. So this has an oath at 308 or 0.2%. That's very rare, as far as you don't see a lot of NFTs just within this collection that hold that specific trait. or just going down to hit points, or just looking at the earrings. Is the earrings? Is the glasses? How's the face, the eyes, or the hair? Just a lot of different things. Is it chopped? If it was bald, and let's say it was the only bald NFT and they had less than a 1% rarity, then you could charge that at a higher fee because it looks like no other NFT, and people care about the rarity and rank because the rarity might include, if you're a top 200 rarity NFT, you might get higher passive income rewards, you might get more raffles for an airdrop, or you might get special bonuses and benefits. So it's not just the look, but the rarity and what the NFT represents from a utility standpoint is also something to look for too. So just getting into the next point, just talk about ADA handles. So ADA handles is something that you can use just as a wallet address, to where, I plan on getting one to where it's going to say ADA, and then it's going to have my wallet to where it's going to have $Stu1000 or $Stu1 or whatever I want to call it. That's just the way to where you can, somebody actually wants to send you ADA, instead of having a big, long, random word sequence, you can just buy ADA handle. And you can just buy it at a very cheap price and then be able to just sync your name and just have your name $ behind it. So that's just a process, and that's something I'm gonna be looking into getting as well. But I just wanted to share that for this part of this video. Just getting into Cardanoscan. So Cardanoscan is just where you're going to actually be able to see transactions and just see different things just happening at real time. So you can actually see what price, as far as like the ADA, the market cap. And then you can actually just search just for the policy ID and actually see if the project is going to be minted out. Let's just actually place this in and just see what results we get. So you can actually see the levels, and then you'll be able to track and see how much NFT is being minted for this collection. And then as this number goes up, then you just track and see. So let's say it's a 3,000 piece collection, and let's say it's at like 1,500. Well, you can actually see it's already halfway to its halfway part of being minted out. So you want to obviously mint the NFT if you plan on minting. If you want to get that NFT, you plan on making that transaction before it reaches 3,000 in this screen, or 300 before it reaches that max number, because then that means the project is minted out. There's no more spots for like whitelist spots to get mints. So that's just something that you watch. You'll be able to see just different transactions as far as like the total level of transactions, but that's just something that you can use. I know on different blockchains they have Etherscan, I think it's Polygon or Polyscan, I believe it's there, I think it's Hashgraph. So there's a lot of different things where you can check the policy ID number just behind the mint, and just tracking just a lot of different tools and processes, and just looking at different wallets just on the chain. Also, you got Pool.pm. Pool.pm is where you can actually paste a handle, like I said, with ADA handles, or pasting like a wallet address, and just seeing like different whales in the space and what projects they're holding, what projects they're interested in. That's just a way to be able to track whale wallets, because money follows money. So if this whale is going for this project, you already have a head start on that. Then you can already begin to grab some of them NFTs, and if you plan on rising with the floor and cashing out at a certain point, it all depends. And then also you can use this as a stake pool to be able to stake in a different project. Just staking your NFTs, or just whatever you want to add liquidity, or just different things. This is also just a process to where you can get on Pool.pm. But anyway, if you made it to the last part of this video, I'm not going to be too much more long with it. I appreciate you. Shout outs for keeping up with me all the way to this point. But anyway, just going on from Pool.pm, just getting into tap tools. So just with tap tools, this is where you can track and see what tokens, as far as part of what NFT projects, or just different things just in the ecosystem, in the space, that's trending. So you can actually see I hold Society token, I hold Pavia, I got Clay, and like different things. So you can actually see and just track just what the tokens are doing as far as 7-day, 24-hour, just the market cap, and just clicking on each individual token and just looking at the chart as far as seeing, what's the highs as far as volume, being able to see, just notice patterns and different things. So you get to notice daily volume, hodlers, total supply, pool created, just a lot of different things that you see. Just for one ADA is 12.06 Society. So check out my Ape Society video. I got it posted just in my list of videos. You can refer back to that video and being able to pair. So just being able to go on different Dexes just with Ape Society or Clay token, just a lot of different projects that are holding the ecosystem. You get a return as far as that level of token that you can be able to transfer back to ADA. So just going into MintSwap. MintSwap is my DEX of choice. I know you got MuesliSwap and a lot of different other platforms that you can use. But MinSwap is my DEX of choice as far as just getting into like the process and being able to yield farm and different things and being able to extract different parts with ADA. So you have ADA, you got Society, you got Pavia, you got Clay token like I mentioned before, you got Hosky, just a lot. Even you got Kopi token with Cornucopia. So a lot of different NFT projects that if you begin to, let's say you buy a ship and you stake it on and you stake your ship within Cornucopias, and you're going to start earning Kopi token, and it'll see just one ADA equals 16.9 Kopi token. What if you was earning, you stake so many ships, what if you was earning 1,000 Kopi token a day, or 2,000 or 3,000 Kopi a day? Then you'd be able to multiply your earnings and your passive income as far as just what you're doing just in the space. This is my CNFT guide in 2023 that's going forward for the Cardano NFT space. I just hope you gain a lot of clarity and knowledge just from this video. I'll just begin to do further breakdowns, but this is supposed to give you a general guide on how to maneuver just through the CNFT space and just how to just move about the ecosystem. Just because with NFTs, it can be a very complicated and cloudy process as far as having a level of clarity and being able to maneuver through the space and actually see stuff in real time, be like, okay, that makes sense, and being able to have like a visual representation just along with just a guided walkthrough. But anyway, it's a Stu from Stu TV. I cover all things blockchain, metaverse, crypto, NFTs, all money making opportunities in the space. Make sure you hit that notification bell below, subscribe to the channel, and I will see you in the next one. Peace out.